Okay, let's jump right into it. We start in the book of Exodus 23. We're going to start in 22 through 24. But if you indeed obey his voice and do all that I speak, then I will be an enemy to your enemies and an adversary to your adversaries. For my angel will go before you and bring you into the Amorites and the Hittites and the Perizzites and the Canaanites and the Hivites and the Jebusites, and I will cut them off. You shall not bow down to their gods, nor serve them, nor do according to their works, but you shall utterly overthrow them and completely break down their sacred pillars. This was the charge that the Lord gave to him. But I have a question for you. What happens if you cannot overthrow these people? What if these spirits prove to be more difficult than you thought? That's what today's message is going to be about. Go to Exodus 34, 11 through 12. Observe what I command you this day. Behold, I am driving out from before you the Amorite and the Canaanite and the Hittite and the Perizzite and the Hivite and the Jebusite. Take heed to yourself, lest you make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land where you are going, lest it be a snare in your midst. People, we have to understand that in this walk, we must overcome these spirits. We must overcome these nations of spirits because that is who is standing in our way. It made me think today, what happens if you can't overcome these spirits? What happens if you just keep falling to the different temptations, to the different pressures, to the different things that this world throws at us? What happens if we keep just losing the battles? Well, I started looking up some scriptures. Let's go to Judges 1:27. However, Manasseh did not drive out the inhabitants of Beth Shean and its villages, nor Tanakh and its villages, or the inhabitants of Dor and its villages, or the inhabitants of Iblim and its villages, or the inhabitants of Megiddo and its villages, for the Canaanites were determined to dwell in that land. These spirits are determined to hang around. They are determined to not go anywhere. But Yeshua says we have to. We have to overcome it. 1 John 2:15 says, do not love the world or the things in the world. If anyone loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him. And then we go to 1 Samuel 17:9. If he be able, this is Goliath taunting a Philistine, taunting the children of Israel. These spirits, they will taunt you. They will try to show you that you are not bigger than them, that they're better than you. They give you all the reasons why you're too weak, why you should just join them and not fight against them. 1 Samuel 17:9. If he is able to fight with me and to kill me, then we will be your servants. But if I prevail against him and kill him, then ye be our servants and serve us. And the Philistine said, I defy the armies of Israel this day. Give me a man that we may fight together. All right. I want y'all to understand these spirits mean business. They want to stay in your life. They want to stay active in your life. We went over the 7 spirits already in the land of Canaan. We understand what they are, what they do, how hard they are. It's kind of like if you like ice cream and the doctor says you can never have ice cream again. That will be something so hard for you to just walk away from. You think about it all day, every day. You want it, you desire it. And that's where the problem is. It's in our desires for that thing. Not saying that we're actually going to go out and do it. Some of the scriptures, some of the examples that Yeshua gives us is that you simply desire it in your heart. Remember, he told the man, if you look upon a woman to lust after her, you've already committed adultery with her. Not saying that he actually went out and did anything, but that he just desired it in his heart. All you have to do is desire these things, desire these spirits, and you've already fallen victim to them. Let's go to 1 John 5. Everyone who believes that Jesus is the Christ is born of God, and everyone who loves the Father loves his child as well. This is how we know that we have to love. This is how we know that we love the children of God, by loving God and carrying out his commands. Now, his command was to go in and to not make any covenants. His command was to go in and to destroy these spirits out of our lives. Okay? So in 3, this is the love for God, to obey his commands, and his commands are not burdensome. For everyone born of God overcomes the world. This is the victory that has overcome the world, even our faith. Who is it that overcomes the world? Only who believes that Yeshua, Jesus, is the Son of God. So you cannot overcome the world without Yeshua, without believing that he is the Son of God. That's another point that a lot of these Hebrew camps, they miss. They don't understand that you cannot possibly overcome the world. You cannot possibly carry out God's commands without Yeshua. Reason being is the first covenant was broken. The book of Zechariah, the last chapter, plainly says, I have broken the covenant with Israel. That covenant, that marriage, that connection has been broken. The new covenant, the New Testament, is about Yeshua, how he came to set the things right. And Yeshua said, I didn't come to overthrow the old covenant. I came to fulfill it. So we still have to fulfill the old covenant, but do it in his power. Because in our power, we were powerless. We couldn't do it. We tried over and over and over again, but continued to fail until God pushed us away completely. And when y'all pushes you away, oh, you have no hope. So he had to send his son to come and give us hope, to come and give us faith, to come and give us strength, show us a way to overcome the world. So we have to mix what Yeshua said with the Old Testament of what God said. All right. Let's go to Revelation 21, verse 8. The New King James Version says, but the cowardly, unbelieving, abominable, murderers, sexually immoral, sorcerers, idolaters, and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burns with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. So the fearful, the cowardly, those who are afraid to overcome these nations, they're lumped right in with the worst of the worst. And they're lumped in with the worst of the worst because if you're too cowardly, if you're too afraid to overcome these, then you're going to fall victim to all those other things. Those spirits are going to cause you to do every abominable thing, everything that the Lord says don't do. So we have to take heart. We have to cast off all fear, because the prize is to be in Yah's presence forever. That's the whole point of this. The whole point of this is to walk the way Yah called us to walk, to do what he called us to do, to live the life he called us to live, to walk away from this world, to cling to him. And in the end, we get to be with him forever. We're giving up a little bit in this life for a lot in the next. I have some thoughts about what we will be doing in the kingdom, what our roles will be, and we'll cover those in another video. But for right now, Hebrews, I want y'all to understand, we must overcome this world. We must get past all the hiccups that stop us. At first, we're trying to stop physically breaking the 10 Commandments. We're trying to stop physically from killing people, from stealing, lying, committing adultery, fornication, serving other gods. In Hebrews, as we learn about the American holidays and about worldly holidays, we learn that they're serving other gods. So we learn to stop doing that. In addition, we also learn that we should start, doing the big three, obeying the 10 Commandments, obeying the dietary law, and obeying the feasts and festivals. Doing those things, we're well on our way. But that's just the beginning. Because the battle, the fight for your salvation, that's where the thick of our walk is. And once we stop doing these things physically, then it goes into mental. Because like I said before, it wasn't always that the children of Israel did something. It was that they wanted to. Look at Lot's wife. She turned to look, and she mourned for those people who were dying. Those were her family, her friends. And she turned into a pillar of salt because she could not. Her desire was for her people. She wanted to see them be okay. And when they were being destroyed, she longed for them. She felt sorry for them. And God turned her into a pillar of salt. Just like Noah. He tried telling people for 120 years that their sins were going to cause their destruction. They didn't listen. They laughed at him. They never heard of rain. Water just came from the ground and went back down. They never heard of rain until it started raining, till the water started coming in. Then it was a problem. But it never says that he felt sorry for them. It never says that he mourned for them. He just continued to fix his eyes straight on the things of Yah and to go in the direction that Yah wanted him to go in, even though he didn't know where it was leading or what was going to happen next. That's what we have to get to. We have to understand that we don't know where this is leading. We don't know what's on the other side, but we're willing to walk it out. We're willing to cut all ties with evil in this world. Now we are to be in this world, but not of it. And we're only in this world to pull others out of it, to take dominion over the area that God has placed us in. And with this, I want you all to just think about it. Start looking at these scriptures a little bit differently. Understand the plight that the children of Israel were in. Understand why they were destroyed. What happened to us? Why were we punished so harshly? It all happened because we could not completely drive out these nations. And it caused us to start acting like them. For thousands of years, we fought against the ways of Yah. And here we are today, still fighting. But be of good cheer. Yeshua has overcome the world. Thank you. See you next time.